Hi there, it's Simone. Today I would like to share a flip through of October in my Hobonichi Cousin. I am still using this Hobonichi cover that I purchased in the release, that September release with the Eric cover on cover, and I mentioned it in my videos before. Eric is a leaf and he was an exchange student. Sean Tan made a short story about this dude, and there's actually, I found a YouTube video where the story is read to you by someone. It's not the best quality, but you can see the pictures and you can hear the story. So if you wanted to take a look at that, I have linked it in the description box below. I'm just going to check one more time that I'm centered. In the front, the only thing that has changed is this little decal that was left over from my son. He wanted to write something with super something, and he didn't do that in the end, and so I just took it and put it right on top of that cover on cover because it's my first, the letter of my first name. In those pockets, I keep this washi sample. I have stickers that I want to use this month, and it's not that many. For some reason this month I didn't have lots of stickers, so I have this one, and these two, and that's it. And then I have sticky notes. So these are from Sterling Ink, and Catherine from Sterling Ink releases freebies that pertain to her monthly collection that she releases in her shop, Sterling Ink. She releases them every month, and in her Facebook group, she gives you us, you and me, and everybody else who is a member of her Facebook group, free printable planners, I think a note card, and these free printable sticky notes, and I love them. I am especially in love with the fall October ones, and so I printed those. This is a weekly tracker, and this one is just a list. Haven't used this one yet, but I have used this one twice. And then I have more sticky notes, and also these free sticky notes, printable sticky notes from Peanuts Planner Co. I finally found my Hobonichi stencil, so I have that in here again. And then I also have two stencils that are cut apart from Coco Daisy. They came in a kit a long time ago, but this was my favorite stencil until I purchased this one. So if you wanted to get something like this because I'm just a nerd, because I love same size squares to check boxes. This checkbox and this checkbox is right here. This stencil is definitely worth the purchase. I have stickers from Sissy's Art Cafe here. Some of them are purchased, these 4. And as you can see, I'm super good at actually using them, not. And then those from her Patreon Happy Mail. I have decided to only subscribe to her like the lowest tier that still includes the digital freebie, not because I don't love her stuff, it's absolutely beautiful, but because I want to purchase a bigger ticket item in this month, and I just want to allot my funds over there. But I'm not opposed to just up it again in a future month. So here is a postcard. This came in my first Patreon Happy Mail, and I love the way this Instax photo looks on there. So I have this on here. Here's my name and my phone number. This index, this is a yearly calendar that I use for indexing. Up here, I use this for YouTube and Instagram tracking, and I still need to look up my YouTube subscribers. I have this as a to-do list. Some of the items are things that I need to do, the black ones, and the blue is usually just writing down when I actually did them so that I know when I have to schedule them the next month. And this section right here I use for indexing. I use my Hobonichi Cousin as a journal and a planner. Sometimes I know that I want to reference something again, then at the end of the month, and I'm not done yet. Today is November 2nd, and I'm still in the process of reviewing October and setting up November, which it isn't really a problem. It's just a process that takes a bit of time, and I haven't done the indexing part yet. That's that. I will be setting up the big ticket item that I'm going to purchase is a ring binder in A5, and I'm going to move this part out of here and into that reference binder. Here is my monthly. So October looked like this. I had a sticky note where I kept my October spending. Since I did a no spend and I was successful, I did not spend any money. The only thing that came in here was tips, and I got a payment from AdSense for YouTube watching. So thank you so much for watching my videos, because this is not something that is a monthly thing. I get YouTube video payments maybe 3 times a year, because I'm not trying hard not to check off the mark for the mid-roll ads, and I just have in-front video ads, nothing else. And so that's where the low money comes from. And I'm also not pushing things. Well, maybe you think differently. I don't know. I think I'm not very mainstream, so people don't necessarily watch my videos for new hauls and such. The only haul that I usually have a year is the Hobonichi haul. So that was that. I put in my work schedule here. The pencil is my food. Blue is appointments that I have, and black is appointments that my kids, my family, anyone has that is affecting me. And that's October. November is set up like this. Here's my money paper, and this is mostly, well, yes, this is done with the free printable from Coco Daisy. The artwork in the November kits is from Line at Linus Pots, and I just love her whimsical style. And so when I remembered that they had a printable, a free one for everyone, I downloaded it and started decorating with it. And so that's what the decoration is on here. I have marked in competitions, I have marked in no school days, I have marked in daylight saving times and Veterans Day. My work schedule is birthdays, stuff like that, and appointments, things like that go in here. This is a list for foods that I would like to make in the near future, and so I'm just gonna pick from here and distribute it onto the monthly calendar. And then let's show you the October weeklies. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I just love doing this with these, well, whimsical is not necessarily the right word, with character stickers from different shops. And so it's kind of like memory planning, memory keeping in a way. Sometimes I use kits if I have them. I'm trying to use up my stash, and so these are older stickers from Linus Pots again, Coco Daisy washi tape, London Gifties washi tape, stuff like that. And so I've been in kind of like this horizontal, very limited style. I'm trying to break out. Let's see how that works. I have a to-do list right here, my Instagram ideas, plans for the week down here, dinner down here. And I put dinner here again because often I don't look at the monthly when I'm in the week, and then that's where my dinner is. And this was kind of an accident. I think I rescued it quite well, but this was way out of my comfort zone. This was a Happy Scrappy kit from 2 years ago that I tried to use up. So I used one of the color schemes on here and then the other one on here. And when I noticed that I didn't like the sticker boxes this week, I used watercolor again to mark my work schedule in this layout. And here I'm trying to branch out a bit more. This is the first time or the first week that I did not or decided I started using this pocket size notebook as a to-do list. Yeah, that's exactly, no, October 9th. And I decided maybe I don't want to use this for planning and just for memory keeping. The only thing that really is planning on this list, on this spread, is this to-do list. Like the first column of each spread is the planning part. And so, yeah, I'm trying to spread out and fill the pages more than just this horizontal strip in the middle. I mean, it's okay, totally fine, but why not try to stretch yourself a bit? Here I was trying to use up a sticker sheet that was from a Coco Daisy kit from about 3 years ago, maybe, or even 4. And so, yeah, that was my basis for this whole weekly spread. So that was the week before last week, and this one was last week, Halloween week. I purchased this kit specifically to use in this planner. It's from Once More with Love. It's the only kind of new thing that I had. The rest was all had been in my stash for a while. This is the only new one, and I really love how this turned out. I have probably more to do some spreads next year, but I like how this turned out. And then this week, this is what it looks like. Today's Tuesday, election day. I haven't done any memory keeping yesterday. The time change has got me, and I was just too pooped to actually sit down and do anything when I sat down at night. Also, I haven't really set up my week yet, so I'm still working on that to get things going. That's often the case in the beginning of the month when I'm trying to do a weekly and a monthly review, especially when it's over the weekend, so it's like both at the same time. Kind of rough, and sometimes I'm like, why do I actually do this? And then I know that reviewing these things helps me to be a better me. I just don't want them to be too confining, and sometimes it feels like that. But then I realize it is really helpful for me. I don't set up anything after that because my pre-planning is not done in this planner. Okay, I hope I'm still okay with the time. Let's look through the October pages. This is again an older pattern paper, and it's quite thick. It's cardstock from Coco Daisy, and I added my Patreon Happy Mail postcard, and I actually used the postcard as a stencil kind of, so I tried to place the flowers exactly where they were on the postcard because I loved the way it looked, and I felt like this color scheme matched this color scheme perfectly. And then I printed, used my silhouette to cut out this October, what is this called, decal, to put it on here, and I really like how that turned out. That was my September review. Here's usually I put on this empty page in the beginning of the month. I usually put my YouTube schedule, and then here I didn't journal at all, only did some art. Put down weekend goals, some journaling here, weekly review, mostly on Sundays. I still had my to-do list on these pages, but it kind of I wrote it somewhere, I journaled about it. I'm hesitant to put all of my to-do lists on there because I want to keep space for journaling. I don't journal a lot because I'm afraid I won't have enough space for planning. And so what I decided to do is take out the planning part outside of the dailies. And that's where this comes in. This is where the daily to-dos go. However, the problem then is this is kind of overwhelming when it's so full. And sometimes I would like to schedule or pre-plan tasks on places here. Yeah, so I'm not sure where this is all going. I'm just telling you where I'm now. And yeah, there is a whole thing. I think that's a thing with me that in November, in the beginning of November, I start to question all the choices I have already made for my planning and journaling, scrapbooking, all the things for the new year. So who knows what's gonna happen. So I'm decorating the pages. I've started to sit down and do watercoloring. Like, on the weekend, I fill pages with watercolor for about a week in advance. Here's my planner confusion problem. And then I add ephemera and when I'm working on the page. And I use this for planning and journaling and all the things. So this is journaling. This is working through something. This is weekend goals, a little bit of, oh, that's a quote. A weekly review, more journaling. There is a list of which way I should go, more journaling, weekly review, journaling. So, sorry, this is where I stopped yesterday. I'm gonna complete filming this. I try really hard to put weekend goals. I have been talking about weekend goals for a while. They help me do things on the weekends that I really want to do, and just instead of, like, you know, vegging on the couch and not doing anything, which is fine as well, but sometimes that's just not what I want to do. So I'm trying to make sure that I think of all the things that I would like to do on the weekend so that I can actually get them in. I'm putting journaling underneath some of those pieces. Here is my Vlogtober videos. I added a tab from, what is the name? Avery, right here. They stick really well, but I don't need this anymore. I decided to cancel Vlogtober last Wednesday when I just wasn't feeling it anymore. I proved to myself that I was able to film a video every day for a while, and then that finished. I used stamps in this right here, and there is a video where I share what I did with the stamps on YouTube. Simple quotes. This is from the free printable from Sissy's Art Cafe. I did some research, collaging. This page, I really like how it turned out. The problem was the smearing of the ink. I just didn't consider that and was very annoyed by it, but I still like how I didn't stick to the dates and just created the spread like that. Then this notebook has become kind of like a creative outlet, a planner, journal, as well as a notebook for anything that comes to my mind. The only thing I'm not using it for is planning my immediate tasks to-do list, making to-do lists. Here's a weekly review. I added this acetate from the style planner in here, and then I journaled more. This is my October review, November setup checklist, so that I can cross off what I still need to do or have done. YouTube notes on a video. This is Happy Mail, more Happy Mail, a photo of my sister, Then, yeah, trying to journal about my planner and journaling confusion. I added this tag in here and journaled underneath. Weekend goals again. Then I added in this vellum and stamped November on top. It's really hard to see, but it is there. Again, here's my November, and then this is the start of November again. Same as October. My YouTube schedule is here. I haven't added in the workflow chart yet. And then I used watercolor and a free printable from Coco Daisy to add in more decoration. I do, however, want to not make the setup or the pages or the journaling so complicated. So I have decided that after this, I'm trying to see how I'm gonna be, how it's gonna work if I'm not plopping down watercolor, if I still enjoy using this, because the drying time is very long, and I love creating these, but I also would love to do other creative things, and I don't want to spend all my creative time on just this notebook. I would love to see if there's more time that I can spend on other creative things, endeavors, and still enjoy using this journal, if that makes sense. So that's all the pages that I have for October. I used this Hobonichi insert, and what I have here is my October next actions list. I have already worked through all of this. These are all the things that I didn't get done. These are all the ideas that I had in October. I have already processed the whole list and put it onto other lists or put it onto my next actions list for November. This is information about the art club that I do at my son's middle school. There is, I'm going to have a list for giveaway winners. I don't want to give things to the same people, so I'm just writing down who I sent mail out to, and so that if they get picked again, I can pick somebody else. I wrote down all my YouTube earnings. Here is what I'm going to want to do is draft out the pages that I need for my reference binder. Here I'm tracking my 30 days of yoga for November. And I did them yesterday as well. And this is what is going on with November. Here's my November next actions list, a list for my ideas in November, and then thoughts and ideas on my budget, crafty, creative budget in 2021. What I want to do, how I'm going to prevent overspending and just purchasing because of FOMO. So that's that. There's some more things here. A postcard from Sissy's Art Cafe, my old floss tracker, the journaling prompts from London Gifties. This I used when I stamped, to stamp off and then stamp in here. And then I have this, I want to somehow use this, but for some reason I feel like, wouldn't it be cool to make an ink palette for fountain pen inks drawn from this page? This looks so wintry to me, and so I want to play around with this for a bit. But that's all I have. I just wanted to show you how I'm using this. I started to I collaged and used Mod Podge on the front of the cover that looks like this. This is a simple Muji notebook that A6 that I cut down to pocket size. I stamp the date. I write down my to-dos. Sometimes I also write down ideas, notes, everything. And then at the end of the day, I cross off, I move them on to another list, to the next day, and then start a new list for the next day. I know that some people use different methods of keeping track of their to-dos. For me, writing is very important to manifest things. So if I have to rewrite a task multiple times, I kind of realize that I really have to do it now. And I'm using those weekly trackers. As I said, this was last week, this is this week. And when I'm done with this page, I'm just gonna move it over here and use it over there. So there's that. I hope you are doing well. I know that this is a very strenuous time for many of us here in the United States, waiting for the election results, seeing what is happening out there. Yeah, so I would just like to tell you that I see you. Please take time to take care of yourself, check in with your loved ones, and I hope you're doing well and you are recovering soon. Goodbye. Don't forget to take some time to fill your cup today. This might look different than usual. I hope you find some solace in creating. See you soon. Bye.